2, even before I got to 1. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to all of those insurance pros out there. We're getting ready to dive into another episode, but before we do, just a quick reminder to please subscribe on whichever platform it is that you're listening to us on today. Give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe, and drop a review, and to help other like-minded insurance agents find value from our awesome guests as we rise up in those podcast rankings. We will sincerely appreciate every single one of you for it. And if you want to be a guest on the show, I would love to have you on and to learn from you as well. Go to www.insurancebroshow.com/guest to schedule your time slot. And don't forget to follow me on all my social media at Insurance Bro Show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are super excited, super honored to bring another incredible guest onto the Insurance Bro Show. Our guest today has been part of the Pipeline Insurance team for the past 3 years and has absolutely exploded on the scene. As an expert in agricultural workers' comp sector, our guest has sold over $2 million in premium over the past 3 years and just continues to grow. His office began by offering accounting and tax services, but has since grown into a powerhouse insurance agency in the desert. We're so excited to bring this inspirational, life-changing story to our audience today. Joining us today from California Tax Group and Pipeline Insurance Indio, welcome to the show, Mike Zepeda. That's great.
The Insurance Bro Show is a podcast for agents who want to grow their agency and be titans of the insurance industry. Learn from a panel of experts who share their agency struggles, their experiences with the nation's best carriers, and share the marketing secrets that successful insurance agents are using today. Now, here's your host, the Insurance Bro, James Cias.
Hey, Mike. My man, it is so good to have you on the show. It's such a pleasure to see you. I haven't seen you, I think, since January this year. We had our pipeline kickoff party. Got a chance to see you then. And it's always a pleasure just to chat with you, man. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I don't know how I followed through that intro, man. That intro was fire.
Well, it's
Thank you.
nothing more. Thank you. It's nothing more than, just giving you credit for all of the things that you've done. Nate is on saying, great job, Mike. Impressive stuff. Going to be a great show, of course. And it really, it's just so exciting to have you on as one of the top producers here at Pipeline Insurance. And I kind of want to learn your secrets, man. I want to kind of chat with you, and not just for myself, but for everybody listening. Tell us a little bit about your backstory. I know that you started your office as accounting and taxes. Tell me a little bit about the process of transitioning from that into insurance.
Well, yes, we started as a accounting, bookkeeping, and tax firm, and that's all we were doing. My uncle has is the owner of that side of the business, and he's been doing that for over 20 years. So he already had a book of business that was large, and we saw a niche that wasn't being taken care of as far as our clients were concerned, and they were going all over the place, different agencies and different individuals to get their coverages. So my uncle kind of, started referring some of the business out, and then we saw that, hey, maybe we can do it in-house ourselves, and it started as an idea. We started with a business plan, and we went from there to where we're at today.
And it's amazing, honestly, how far you've come. Really, really proud of you, and excited again to have one of our top agents definitely on the show. So when you started, your uncle, he's been doing this for 20 years. He's been the taxes and accounting and bookkeeping guy. Did he bring you on specifically for insurance? Has this been your niche?
No, not at all. I've always been in. I actually used to work for years on country clubs before I joined my uncle's firm. Um, I was always involved in operations, and
Hmm.
I got to be operations managers of a few country clubs in the desert. And I've always, I I I have I have a business degree, so I always told my uncle, hey, maybe in the future we can do something. And it started as him and I having a conversation about coming into the office, and I literally would go into the office after I would finish my 8, 9, 10 hour shift. So then I would do a few hours in the office, and we did that for like 3 to 4 years, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I started doing taxes, then I started doing accounting, then I started doing all that stuff. The insurance was not even in our radar, to be honest with you. We did not start thinking about insurance until probably like after 4 years being in the office myself.
Hmm.
Then it just came, like uh, one day we're just talking about other services that we could offer, and insurance was one of the ones that we we drew we drew on our business plan. Like, hey, what about insurance? We didn't know much about it except the supplemental forms that we used to help out our clients fill out, and
Hmm. Hmm.
and any questions we would just refer them out to the broker that they used to have. But that was literally the limited scope that we used to have as far as the insurance was concerned back then.
That's awesome. But I mean, you guys really took it, and like I said, you took off with it. So he was building this accounting practice, bookkeeping, all this stuff. You came and you worked for free basically for him for like 3 or 4 years after the other shift that you were doing at your other job. You learned the ins and outs of his business, the way he did things, and then you guys were just sitting around one day and decided insurance is something that you can add to your business that's going to bring you revenue. And so that's basically where you guys went with it. Now, you did mention that you had a particular niche that you found. Can you tell me a little bit about how you discovered your niche and what you've been doing with it?
We discovered the niche with the amount of people that were walking into the doors in the office, and the services that they were requesting. We were like, okay, so this is our niche. The agricultural um, clients are going to be our niche. So we ran with it. We got the education. We started learning more about it. We started figuring out how we could do it, and just ran from there. And we haven't stopped learning ever since. We continue to go to classes, seminars, all that stuff, because we got to stay up to date. Competition doesn't sleep, so
Mm-hmm.
neither do I. That's the way I see it.
100%. Were you scared or nervous when you were getting started? Like, was it difficult? Did you just go into it and like, yeah, I got this, full confidence, or were you a little bit like, I need some help?
Uh, you see, funny story right there. I always refer back and tell the story of playing football back in the day, that they get rid of all the jitters and all that stuff. So I don't really get nervous now.
Hmm.
But what helped me out a lot was I spent a few weeks with Armando before I really got the ball rolling. So I did the week in Anaheim with him,
Hmm.
with the commercial training, and I asked him, I was, hey, what are you doing after? No, I'm like a little bit of a stalker. What are you doing after? He's like, funny you mentioned that. I have a client that I'm gonna visit. I'm like, I'm available. I'm out here, in a hotel. I'm not gonna do anything. Could I tag along? And he said, yes, you can tag along.
Nice.
So we tagged along. We went to this medical client he had. He showed me, he actually had an underwriter there that day. So I was asking questions to her. Then we went back to his house. We worked on a few quotes. We even ended up going to the dealership. He had just bought his F-150, and
Hmm.
we went to the dealership, and we were also talking about another coverage. that the dealerships could buy. That it was when they do in-house financing. There's some coverage for in-house financing, and we were talking about that stuff, and we literally did that for the whole week. And then I would also go to his trainings that he would do with Mike Russ through California. I remember I
Hmm.
went to another one in Woodland Hills and in San Diego. Just the regular commercial trainings that he was doing. And after I got that training from him, and I was just picking his brain the whole time that I would have any time with him and I just talking.
Hmm.
And he just gave me the confidence, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Armando just gave me the confidence um, that I needed in order to just go out there and sell, you know.
Yeah, I mean that.
Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
There you go. That confidence is key, you know. I mean, and the education that you were able to get, and just a little quick plug for ourselves here for Pipeline Insurance, as a team member of Pipeline Insurance, you do get access to this type of training all the time. We are able to offer free continuing education. We've got all kinds of training opportunities. A lot of it is through the Micra schools. So what Mike was talking about, the Commercial Insurance Academy, this is a 20-hour course that if you are part of the general public, it's $1,000 course offered through Mike Russ. But as a member of the Pipeline team of San Diego, you get to enjoy that class absolutely free. And Armando is the instructor over there for that course. And, you know, if you take the time, just like Mike did, you could definitely pick Armando's brain. You could, you know, offer to take him to lunch or dinner or whatever the case might be, and work with him, you know, and get that extra education. Nate's over here saying shadowing mentors, attending classes, and all of this stuff is absolutely, you know, things that we recommend. Nate's also checking in, talking about the business plan, putting in all those extra hours after that 9 to 5 job and identifying the niche. And I mean, you did that, man. You absolutely did that along with your uncle. And how's that been working out? Tell me a little bit about like the connections that you've made. It strikes me that that these connections were made earlier on, right? Like he already had a lot of business coming through from the accounting and taxes. And what was that transition like? Because if he already had these relationships and then he brings you on to help him out, how did that conversation go? Did he just say, "Hey, this is my nephew Mike. He's going to take care of all your insurance stuff"? How did that conversation go?
Well, I had since I had already been putting time in and coming into the office, I had already been seeing a lot of the clients,
Mhm.
and most of them in one way or another had already seen me, so they already knew who I was.
Nice.
But selling them on being a brand new insurance agent and bringing your insurance to us was definitely a challenge. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, tell me
Even
about that.
even with the relationship, the client is always skeptical. You know, they always want to see, you know, if you really know your stuff, if you're
Mhm.
um, have their best interest at heart, and that's what I always strive to do and show them, like, you know, I do try to sell somewhat on pricing, but I try to stay away from that
Mhm.
and sell them on this is the best coverage. You know, you're gonna need this, you're gonna need that, you're gonna need this. You possibly need this. You make a decision, but my suggestion is this, you know, and then
Yeah.
let them go from there. But yeah, at the beginning it was definitely a challenge.
How did you overcome some of those challenges? I imagine that, you know, you said, "Hey, I'm, you know, starting to, we're selling insurance now." And, you know, they look at you like, "Oh, you're brand new. Okay." What were some of the things that you said to help them be comfortable?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Pretty much. Um, that's where all the training that I got with Armando, I started utilizing it. So I started, explaining more in depth, explaining them the coverages, explaining them what they need, the type of industry, the type of risk that they have, just letting them know, like, okay, I am new, but I do know my stuff,
Hmm.
and I think as time went on, because not everybody jumped on board right away. As time went on, people started feeling more comfortable. They started this.
Uh-oh. And I think oh, are you
Sorry,
back?
I had a phone
That's all
call.
good.
um, yeah, so um, where was I? Totally
Just
threw
getting
me off.
clients comfortable,
Oh,
you
yes,
providing
yes,
education.
yes. So as time went on, they started getting more comfortable, and they saw that this wasn't a you know a temporary thing, just a quick
Hmm.
scheme to make more revenue or something like that. We were in it for the long term. As soon as people started noticing that, I felt a shift. Okay, like they started taking myself and the agency that I'm building here more serious.
How long do you think that was between the time that you got the license and started advertising before somebody like a big client trusted you?
Probably, I would have to say, well, we got big clients right away, but
Nice.
the the more the majority of the rest of the clients, probably like a year and a half after that.
A year and a half. That then it really started rocking and
Yeah.
rolling. Nice, nice.
Yeah, then I started seeing like an average.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Well, while
Mike,
he
Mike, Mike gets super busy, so his phone tends to ring quite often, and unfortunately, when you're out in the desert that way, that tends to happen. But dude,
Yep,
Mike's been crushing it. So
he absolutely
uh,
has.
I figured I'd jump in here and talk to you from the pipeline accounting side. Uh, let's just drop it the other way. We had it this way. It's better.
Yeah, there you go.
And then
We'll
Mike can
leave it
come
there.
back. Yeah, dude. I mean, this is one of the cool things that I think proves what's going on here with the team that we put together. I mean, when you don't have the confidence to hop into an industry brand new when you've been working on a different type of industry. So if you're in taxes and accounting and you haven't been in
Mande.
the insurance industry before, it's tough to just
Dile que ahorita
all
le
of a
llamo,
sudden
estoy en otra
jump
llamada,
in.
por favor. Okay, gracias.
It's tough to almost always jump into this new thing, but having a team behind you, having that support structure behind you, totally helps.
Definitely, definitely, and we got Nate over here commenting about how Mike is an expert learning how to sell based on coverages, which is exactly what we want our agents to be doing, as opposed to selling on price. And part of the things that we offer over here at Pipeline is that coaching. We have the coaching available to help you how to teach on coverages, to help you avoid getting into those pitfalls where you're just selling on price and being, one of those agents that just gets in there on the price. Because like we always say, if you live on price, you die on price.
He ain't lying.
Is Mike back?
I
I'm
think
back.
he might have.
Uh,
You're back.
oh, we can.
We have no video of you. You might want to exit out and come back in.
Okay.
Boom.
All right. Well, while he does that, yeah, it's been so much fun getting to know Mike over these past several years and seeing the way that he's grown. He's awesome, man. He's a rock star for sure.
I'm
He
wondering,
put
dude.
stuff on the
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering. Like, I wanna ask him what it was like. Well, have you ask him what it was like. Stepping into the Pipeline show. What encouraged him to join Pipeline?
Oh, there he is. He's
There you
back.
go.
Thanks so much, Mike, for coming back in here. So Hernan was wondering, what was it that inspired you to choose Pipeline? You had, I'm sure, several different options when it came to choosing an insurance agency. Why did you choose Pipeline?
Oh, that's another good story.
We're all
Um,
about good stories.
yeah, so I honestly was literally on the verge of signing with another, I think it was like a cluster group or something like that. And I remember I came to the office that morning and I was supposed to sign the paperwork and send it in. And I went into my uncle's office and I told him, hey, you know what? There's a feeling in my stomach that is telling me, no, this is not the place. I'm like, I don't know what it is. I can't tell you why. I don't know. Everything on paper looks good, but there's a feeling that is telling me go elsewhere. So he told me, well, look at other options and see if there's anything else better, and then we can go from there. So I was actually doing Google search, and I found Pipeline, and I made a phone call. I said, okay, I'm just gonna call and see how it goes. And it was so funny because it was the week of the Palm Desert commercial seminar
Oh
in
yeah.
2017. Yeah. So I was speaking to Jimmy, and he's like, well, dude, I'm on the way. I'm on the way to Palm Desert. I'm like, sweet.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, perfect timing. I'm like, sweet. Can we meet in person? It's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. We can. Let's grab breakfast on Sunday. I was like, cool. I'll see you Sunday then. And I grabbed my uncle and we met. That's when I first met Jimmy and I met Armando and his dog,
Nice.
Armando's dog.
Yeah, Chester.
And yeah, and the rest is history. After having a conversation with Jimmy and Armando, I'm like, there's no other place that I want to start with. It
Just
just,
felt good.
yeah, it just really did. And not just the feeling side, the all the support that you guys were offering, and really, um, I could just tell how genuine Armando and Jimmy were about, yeah, I just have to be a part of this team. Like, I I support that type of people. There's some people that you could just, you kind of like gravitate to, and that's them too. They're just that way.
That's awesome. Yeah, they're definitely great guys, and we
Yeah.
definitely, yeah, love those guys. But speaking of which, I've been wanting to say this, and I should have said it earlier, but I wanted to congratulate you. I know that you just had a son, right? A
Yeah,
couple
it's my
months
third
ago,
son.
third
Yeah.
son. Ooh
Yes.
boy.
Three boys.
So that's awesome. So
Thank you.
congratulations. I haven't been able to tell you that since well, at least not face to face in any way. Um, but I guess I kind of going into that. Uh, what are some ways that things have changed for you? How do you continue to manage your agency? How do you continue to grow? What are some things that like some struggles that you've had to overcome since one, you had a new baby boy, and two, COVID has just changed everything. What are some ways that your business has changed, and what are some struggles that you've had to overcome?
The struggles with the agricultural industry is there's some big name, large agencies that have like kind of like a control in that industry. So it's always a challenge having to every time my clients are up for renewal, they always have probably like 7, 8 phone calls from different agents, trying to pull them
Hmm.
away. Um, and sometimes we can't, offer them lower rate. And this guy's, they sell them the moon and the stars, and we're gonna drop you, 3, 4 points. And on these larger accounts, 3, 4 points are huge,
Yeah.
you know. So having to fight these people off is always a challenge, to say the least. Um, how do I try to do it? How do I manage to pull it off thus far? Is, just be genuine, um, be competitive. We definitely have to be competitive. So uh, try to go to as many markets as I can.
Hmm.
Try to offer similar services that just like they're offering them, and just be there for them. I'm constantly calling them and like, hey, you have new people, we got to get them trained. I got contacts with Department of Labor, Kalosha. They're coming out here. They're gonna be checking you guys because the agricultural department, they're the most they're the ones that deal with those guys the most because they're
Very
always
highly
after them.
regulated. Yeah.
Yes, yes, they're always after them. So, um, every time they find, um, every time they go into somebody, they're gonna find something because that's their job. They're
Right.
not,
Right.
they're not there to just, oh, okay, everything looks good. No, they're gonna find something. They're gonna find you. So we try to teach our clients, how, um, not to be, uh, cheat in some sort of way, but just, be on the lower end of the radar,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
if they're if they're closer to, for example, a highway or something like, hey, the first thing that the inspectors look for is that you have the bathroom and the shade close by. So put it somewhere visible. So
Yeah.
if someone is driving, they're like, ah, I don't want to stop there. It looks like they have all their stuff. So little tips like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so little tips like that. So we just kind of like how you were telling all the agents, we just try to bring value. At the end of the day, the client is going to go where they want to go. But if we bring them value and they feel that value, then hopefully they stay with us.
And how often, before I read Nate's question here, how often do you reach out to those customers? You said you talk to them very often. You're bringing them value as often as possible. About how many times a year would you say that you talk to these customers, to these clients?
Um, well, that's part of the advantage of having their payroll here in the
Oh, nice.
office.
Hmm.
So they're here on a weekly basis. So I probably talk to them,
Nice.
3, 4 times a week.
So it's a really, really an advantage to have the taxes and accounting already built in when you sell that insurance because it just strengthens that existing relationship. That's awesome.
Correct.
So Nate's question is, how do you feel going from a guy who knew nothing about the insurance industry to a guy killing the game with a 2 million insurance book of business in just 3 years?
I feel like I owe Armando a big hug.
He'll take it. I'm sure we'll tag him on this. Make sure he knows.
I- Honestly, I feel no different. I don't know. It's hard. Like I don't let stuff like that get into my head. To be honest with you, I just try to continue to strive and do the best I can and continue to move forward and provide value to my clients.
I think he's wonderful.
We think you're wonderful.
Thank you.
So you've got 3 boys now.
Yes.
How does your insurance agency and everything that you're doing fit into your overall like life vision? How does everything fit into your overall life goals? And especially considering your family. I don't know if you're planning on having any more kids after that, but
No.
no.
I'm done. I'm done.
But
done. 3 is enough.
I surrender to your will.
already that's a good sized family. So how does your business fit into your overall vision for your life, and what do you want to leave behind for your kids? What's your legacy?
Well, my business, I got an excellent partner. She's very supportive and she handles most of the stuff for the kids. So that is very helpful because, especially young kids, they get sick. You got doctor's appointments. You got all kinds of stuff that you have to be going through. So I try to fit in. So whenever I have to go do something with the kids, I'll try to fit in as much appointments before then and try to finish all my work. It's definitely a challenge, but it's how can I say it? It's what we're working for,
Hmm.
they're my motivation. I remember before I had kids, I had a degree and going nowhere. I was just, didn't really have a vision for myself because I didn't need much to survive, you know.
Right.
But after I started having kids, like I started focusing on the future and leaving some sort of legacy. What I hope for in the future is, I don't know where the business is going to take me, um, but I definitely hope that I can leave my kids something for them to either continue or sell and do something that they want to do.
We're not just doing this for money. We're doing it for a shitload of money.
Gotta love these movie quotes. Cool, man. Well, Mike, it's always such a pleasure to chat with you, to learn from you. If anybody wanted to get in touch with you to, I don't know, pick your brain, learn about the agricultural insurance industry, or of course to buy insurance from you, tell our listening audience what's the best way to get in touch with you.
The best way is either by email or my direct cell phone line. My email is going to be M as in Mike, Zepeda, Z as in zebra, E as in echo, P as in Paul, E as in echo, D as in dog, A as in alpha at pipelineinsurance.com. My direct line is 760-333-7008.
Awesome. Mike, seriously, thank you so much again for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate you taking the time. We know that you're busy. I mean, so busy that your phone's ringing even during the show. So for you to take the time, we really do appreciate it and appreciate everything that you do for Pipeline Insurance, man.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, everybody else listening, thank you all, as always, for spending some time with us today. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, rate, review, leave us a comment, leave us a nice review, help us show up higher on those search results. Follow me on all of my social media at Insurance Bro Show, and if you want to be a guest, www.insurancebroshow.com/guest. That does it for our show today. Thank you all, as always, every single one of you listening. You have my heart. You rock my socks.
Have a nice day.
Thank you for tuning in to the Insurance Bro Show. James is the CEO of the Pipeline team of San Diego and is always in the market for top talent. If you're an agent looking for a place to hang your license, visit www.pipelineinsurance.com/agent opportunities or send an email to new agent